choice. I was just making sure I get my speaker correct and make sure the sound's as good as possible for you. And so welcome to our Hope Centre, a virtual space that I hold on Wednesdays through my social media posts. A midweek uplift, a practice where we take moments of hopeful thinking or thoughts, behave in a way where we capture moments that we can celebrate. Because making a habit or changing how we feel is a practice. It's a behavior. It's a discipline. And if we want to be able to achieve our goals, whether those goals are to do with home ownership or whenua Māori or finance or a better credit score or to be happy, we need to weekly, daily develop that muscle of celebrating and feeling hopeful. Tēnā koe moana. Nice to have you today, and I love the beautiful blue butterfly you've chosen. I love it. Yes. And the dove. That's Hope Centre. That's our theme. And that's how we show up here on my Indigenuity platform. We approach and deal with our financial aspirations by incorporating the whole self, the whole part of us. That includes our grief and our losses and things that we get stuck on, and we do that on Mondays. On Wednesdays, we hold space for moments, glimmers of hope, and we just turn those from glimmers into, raging fires of hope. And on Fridays, we create, and we move energy and clear space through play, being creative, expressing ourselves, expressing our culture, and connecting back to our heart spaces and just who we are. Whatever play and creativity looks like to you, even if it's just to connect to your tamariki, your partner, your family, the beach, the rain, whatever it is, we do that on Fridays. And by doing this 3 times a week for like 20 minutes, half an hour at a time, we go from just being cerebral beings that we just think about our jobs, and then we think about our money, and then we think about our problems, and we just approach all these goal setting with this one dimension. So instead of doing that, we don't do that. We engage all parts of ourselves, and then hallelujah, guess what happens? Feelings of wealth and feelings of happiness start to arrive because we practice it. And then from that, our financial aspirations follow, or they follow more easily because there's brochures for that. There's courses for money. There's booklets out there for money. The banks tell us on their websites how they want us to behave financially, so the answers are there. Instead, together, we deal with why we aren't picking up on the answers. We may be just tired. It's easy to get tired. So we have a midweek uplift. Tēnā koe, Jamie Lee. Thank you. Thank you for your mihi. And so I was talking to one of my new connections this morning, someone who we're going to be working together with as a coach and coachee on my program. And it was really cool for me to be able to say why I've taken this shift away from just providing information, away from just providing the answers about Māori land, and valuations and land and home ownership. And part of the reason is I wanted to show up as my whole self. Because if I'm going to be doing this work, and I want you to ask yourself the same questions, okay? Reflect. Today's question is, for you to stay doing what you're doing, or to stay on the journey towards your goals, what do you need to do every day, or what do you need to be allowed to be every day to be able to sustain yourself over the long term, to stay there? Because great things often take lifetimes to achieve. The great things that we have now from our tupuna took their whole lifetimes, their whole generations to create and then leave for us. And so a lot of great things that we can leave for our mokopuna and children could take 10 years, 20 years, could take our whole life. So I asked myself that question: what do I need to be allowed to do in my workplace that will keep me showing up all the time? And I was like, be myself. I need to be able to express what I like doing. And for me, I love to sew. I love to make things. I love to weave. I love to create. And most of all, I love doing those things quietly around another person. And I was like, you know what? If people knew how to get free information from me, it's not over a cup of coffee or shouting me dinner, because those things don't float my boat. But if somebody said, do you want to do some knitting together or sewing together? I'd be like, yeah, all day. Okay, cool. What do you want to know? So that, and staying in that space and that flow of energy allows me to exchange with people. So what is yours? This is your day where you can start practicing designing what your boundaries are in life, what your, not boundaries, that's such a limiting word. You get to design your blueprint for who you are and what helps you to show up in the best way possible. And then today, on Wednesdays, today's hope practice is that you get to share that with people. Start practicing, sharing it with people. Yeah. If you want to take my time, I do like chocolate cake, okay? And I like a cup of a nice large mocha with marshmallows. I don't know. What do you want to do? It's your day. This is your hope day to design that blueprint. For the long term, to be sustainable, but also incremental small things all add up to success over a long journey. Yeah. So 2 things I wanted to celebrate today. Maybe just one. This is my little hope share. So today, see that funny looking picture over there? There. It's a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard with permanent markers on it. I bought some Sharpie pens, all in all different colours. And my son and I worked on that as kind of like a brainstorming graphic illustration of a concept of I'm just going to tell you, I decided that because I'm doing my master's at the University of Melbourne on a scholarship through the Atlantic Fellows. And my project topic is that home ownership is medicine. Home ownership is rongoa. Ko te whenua he rongoa, you know. Big, massive statement that if we can connect ourselves back to our whenua, not as tenants, but as tangata whenua, as our original state, then we will be healed from most of the things we suffer from. That's my big, overarching theme of my master's project. And I did struggle at first through the journey and thinking, I don't want to approach my master's or the project that I want to develop with he tikanga Pākehā, you know, like an approach of writing an essay and writing things and referencing and answering everything, and that's missing the point. So I was like, I'm going to have faith in myself with the support of my tāne and stuff and other people I see. I'm going to have faith in myself that I can answer this in a graphic way. I can answer this symbolically, and then I can take the format that we use as Māori people as oral transfer of knowledge rather than writing everything down, you know, make people listen rather than rely on the written word all the time. So I took a punt. Is that the word? And I submitted photos and like a little zooming in and photos of this concept, of a graphic illustration of my assignment, my first assignment. And I got my son to help me, my teenage son to help me. And then I recorded myself speaking to the different aspects of it. And I decided to reference pūrākau and an art piece done by an Indigenous woman from Tiwi Islands. And I decided to, with the help of my tutor, Tēnā koe Rahera Mendes from Auckland University, to build from knowledge of our tupuna upwards to the argument, rather than here's the facts, here's the references, and here's my So where I'll just leave you with that is, I thought I might damn well fail if I submit this, and I submitted it anyway. I decided to stay with who I am and with my nature, and I will submit the essence of what I want to communicate rather than what I think I'm supposed to do, which was an assignment, an essay written. And I decided to stay with references to our pūrākau and our symbolism and express it through that way. And I thought I could damn well fail. And I didn't. I got 87%. And so this isn't really about me saying, oh, I'm a great guy. Geez, you're neat in ears. It's more about just me saying, look, start Wednesdays. Hold some space for yourself to plan for the new you. Plan for authentic expressions of who you are and start building those into your job, your finances, your home, and every part of your life. So that's the homework. Today, give yourself a moment to do that. And every week we'll show up together here and we'll make space, even if it's just in our consciousness, for that, to grow that thought and that behavior and that discipline of doing something hopeful for yourself. Incrementally, we'll get better at it together. And so, yeah, that's my 87%. Well, might have been 86%. I'm inflating a bit. That's my assignment. I'm very, very proud. And I want you to hold a moment for that, for yourself. Find something. a plan to be authentically you a bit more every week, and hold on to the hope that that will be the fire that we're going to burn brightly, and then that will light the way for all the other things you want to achieve. So I'll see you on Friday. On Fridays, we create and hold space for our whole self. And that's where we find all of our answers. Mā ua.